pretty hard not to be a Canadian idiot. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Now, what I'm talking about is Green Day, or I call him by a different name, has gotten their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And they did an interview afterwards. And of course, there were some things that they had to say. I mean, there's always some things they have to say. They're political when they know nothing about the politics. They don't even live here, but they make all the money off of us. Oh, well, whatever. Let's just go straight into it. This is basically a roast session, but this comes to us from Loudwire. Green Day's Hollywood Walk of Fame honor feels like being at your own funeral. If only, fingers crossed, Billy Joe. Why did you dye your hair blonde? This is not the early 90s, late 80s. I don't know what you're trying to do with this Beach Boys surfer vibe. If you want to go to California, I'm sure the tectonic plates will break off very soon, and you can just drift off from the ocean with the rest of the queers. Green Day was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Thursday, a celebration that felt a little strange for the punk trio. Why? Because they don't celebrate anything. Instead, they berate you for not believing the way that they believe. Actor Ryan Reynolds, producer Rob Cavallo, former MTV host and host of the Power Hour, Matt Pinfield. He's that little short, bald motherfucker. If anybody is old enough to remember MTV back in its heyday. And rapper Flavor Flav were among the celebrities on hand to recognize the band. If you have to bring Flavor Flav into the mix, this is a grift. This is staged because nobody cares about you anymore. Nobody has cared ever since Dookie. Oh, wait, don't worry. They're going to mention that in here. This is crazy, said Billy Joe Armstrong, declared to the throngs of fans. The throngs, really. Throngs of fans that can't fit into their own thongs because they lost them up that wedgie, who came to see the group receive their star. It's kind of like being at your own funeral because you know you have nothing to say anymore. This is for my mom. Really? A star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is for your mom. This is like my mom's Super Bowl. Your mom's Super Bowl? What happened between this dude and his mother? Like, I love my mom as well, but comparing everything that I've done to like, this is my mom's Super Bowl, was to get some granite on the ground with my name indented into it. You know, when my parents built their own house and they laid the concrete, we all wrote our names right underneath the basketball goal. Was that our Super Bowl to finally get that edged into some concrete? I honestly don't know. And there might be something where I'm going to get roasted. And I was like, oh, yeah, she probably died of cancer or something like that. And you're being really disrespectful. I don't know that. So I am not meaning that harshly. Now, he goes, we're in a time where us kids are getting our day. You kids, you're older than me, motherfucker. You're like turning 50. And as people walk and have those dreams and look down the stars, we can look down and say, hey, I'm stepping on my face right now. I wish Edward Norton from American History X had stepped on your face a long time ago. And he says that's pretty cool. So maybe he's kinky, motherfucker, and he's into it. Now, just for the sake of this article, obviously I'm being facetious with everything that I'm saying. Elsewhere in this conversation with Variety, Armstrong reflected upon Green Day's career. It started and ended in the late 90s to the 2000s. The punk group has come a long way from their early club days to the Grammy-winning multi-platinum triumphs because radio stations, by the time they actually started winning awards, radio stations would just have the same thing every hour and a half on a loop, and you get paid royalties every single time that it replays. They stopped doing like, oh, request night, request hour, and everything like that. Don't worry, I've seen it, and this is also when I stopped listening to the radio because it's a bunch of horse crap, and it's all paid for by the production companies, the distributors like Columbia Records, the record deals, and all that kind of stuff. The singer noted the biggest challenge came when they made the jump to a major label. It was a really scary time because it was definitely do or die. Well, yes, of course, because you sold away your soul to a record company. Everyone knows that you actually make money. If you don't know anything about the business end, you actually make money when you don't sign yourself away to a major distributor because they give you pennies on the album purchase. The only way you make money is actually getting people to show up to your live shows, but we practice every single day. You practice 4 chords every single day. Bravo, good sir. Bravo. We just wanted to make the best record we possibly could, which ended up being Dookie, and that is the best record they've ever made. There are only two. Nimrod is really good, and Dookie is obviously their pinnacle. So why did it take them so long to feel like it was their funeral for finally getting some recognition for something that they did do well? Released in 1994, Dookie launched the band to superstardom. Green Day has sold more than 75 million albums and earned enshrinement in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's the one thing that they've done. I would say Nimrod should be in there with it. But once they came out with American Idiot, they took a political stance, which is something that actually got Rage Against the Machine. They had a political stance, and then times they were a shift, and is why you shouldn't put politics into your music. It was all about hating George W. Bush. Now, I'm not saying that I like George W. or anything like that, or a lot of the things that he did, but why the hell should it be in music? Music is supposed to stand the test of time. And the lyrics are supposed to be so much that it can like hit you in the heart, hit you in the feels, or hit you in the mind, or all kinds of, any conglomeration of that all in between at any point in your life. It hits you a different way because the lyrics have meaning, the story has meaning, the poetry has some kind of way, and the delivery always hits with you. Not just like, oh, it was this person who was president in 2004 and we just wrote a song railing against him. Great job. It's almost like what I do on my YouTube channel. I talk about news that comes out within that week, most of the time within that day. All right, so let's go back. The key is always to write good songs. Well, I don't think you've done that since the 90s. I think we've accomplished that. Well, not really, because let's look at the older bands. They're still doing reunion tours because they can't come out with anything new. Everyone is basically fucking puppets at this point. They only like the old stuff, the stuff that they remember. And I'm actually going through this phase of my life right now. I'm in my late 30s, and I hate all the new music. What do I listen to? Oh, I go back to what I actually like, and it's metalcore, and it's post-hardcore, and it's alternative, and it's emo stuff, the stuff that I liked back in high school. I mean, they don't get nearly as much recognition as they deserve, but that's what I kind of tend towards, because good new stuff isn't coming out, and that's okay. So I kind of like basically dispelled my own argument with that, but you accomplished it a long time ago. If it can live on forever, which is what Green Day basically has done, they've gotten a lot of movie deals and a lot of royalties from all kinds of stuff. Hey, you know what? That's good. Ride that wave. Apparently he is riding the wave because 2 of them are bleached blonde hair. That's the bassist. Yeah, that's the bassist. I have seen them live before. For some people, they would never know that that record was made 30 years ago. Exactly 30 years ago, and that was when you peaked. That was when you peaked. That the last time you could come no hands like a real man. And then you went political and you made everything gay. Do I really have a story to tell you in this video? No, I just saw it. I thought it was funny. I haven't liked Green Day since like way back, like in middle school was when I grew out of them. I don't like them. Everything they have basically done has been shitting on half the fans, because you do realize half the country votes for the other side in any given election. So why bring politics into music? You don't need to do that. Just write good music. They never wrote good music in the first place. Another reason why Blink-182, towards the end of their run, started changing things. They went a more emo route. They experimented with different instruments. The Beatles did the same things. Like, we can't keep playing the same poppy crap all the time. Green Day just kept the same 4-note progression. Power chords only. If you think they're actually picking, no, they're hitting a chord and they're alternate picking without moving their hands. This is nothing new to anybody who actually knows how to play guitar. But I digress. I didn't like it anyway. The kitsch, it became kitsch. and the shtick got old, but that's just me. What do you guys think? This is Multi from Alpha Multi. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.